YouTube, what's happening is Sunday, July 7th. As you can see, we have a good bit of baseball games to talk about today. Drop a like, subscribe if you haven't, share to somebody who might want to see some information because yesterday, great day overall for us. 5-12. We did the charitable act of donating to the needy folks at the casinos because they needed our love and our support. And that's what we did. We helped them out. Look, betting's for entertainment. You should not be betting if you're trying to make like your rent or anything, because I had a great night last night. Yeah, the bets didn't fall where they fell. They're going to fall eventually throughout the season. I know there's going to be red days. I know this. I laughed it off. I thought it was hilarious that the dude for the Yankees had 3 home runs yesterday. One, I think it was awesome. He didn't know how to do a curtain call. It was hilarious. 2, Oakland scored like 1,000 runs. I was laughing every time I saw the score keep ticking up. And then Gomber threw a damn near perfect game. Who does that for the Rockies? Nobody. So either way, it was Saturday night. I wasn't working. That was great. I got to watch these games. That was great. It was fun. Betting is for entertainment. You should be having fun doing this stuff. If you're in the comments saying, give me a lock so I can pay my rent, the only thing we're going to give you is the number. That's all you need, because we don't do that around here. Not around here, partner. Not around here. We do this for fun. This is entertainment. We're trying to grow a bankroll slowly. Mainly, one is baseball season. It's not the best sport. Football is the best sport. We're getting there. We're 7 Saturdays away from college football, which is my favorite sport. So either way, we're trying to make it day by day. We had a loss. It happens. But guess what? You learn from it, you move on. I'd play these exact same plays today if the games are today. Same setup. Wouldn't care. Those are the stats. I went with them. So we have 15 games today. It's Sunday, so you know it's heavy day games. So let's go ahead and jump to that first game right now. All right, first up, we got the Mets and the Pirates. We got Manaea going against LL Ortiz, not LF. LL. There's 2 L Ortizes. The Nerfy is 53.0% based on what they've done this season. Look at the odds. You see that the Mets are in slight to moderate favor on the road. 9 with 1.8.5 out there is your total. Looking at the bats, we see that the Mets are getting 2.3 runs in their last 30 for 30th in the majors. I don't know if you know this or not. There's only 30 teams in the majors, so that ain't good when you're at the bottom. Pittsburgh, 6 runs a game for 7th. Mets batting 185 for 28th. 284 for Pittsburgh for 9th. So the Mets, they're last in runs and 3rd to last in runs, batting average. But yet they won the game yesterday. Yeah, go figure. 9.3 strikeouts for 17th. And Pittsburgh is 7 for 7. So Pittsburgh has the advantage offensively by a good margin. You know, yesterday they only got 2 runs and they batted 194. Mets batted 324 yesterday. We'll see if that's a trend breaker or not. Let's look at the pitchers, see if that matters. So far we got LL Ortiz with his 3.27 with a 1.24. You can see what he has done. He has not faced the Mets. 3, 4, 5, 4, 6 innings. He got roughed up against Tampa Bay. Only 2 innings here. He's a relief pitcher. We know this. I mean, RP, 2 innings, 6-4. The thing is, we don't know how many innings he's actually going to pitch. Is he going to pitch 3? Is he going to pitch 6? It depends how he's going, really. So it's up in the air with him. So Manaea, on the other hand, we can see with him, 3.67 with a 1.27 whip. Has not faced Pittsburgh, but dude he got rocked a couple times. Started June. Good game against San Diego. Good game against Texas. Great game against New York. Pretty good game against Washington. He has settled in. So I would say, since we know how many he's going to pitch, we know he's going to go at least 5 innings, most likely, unless he gets absolutely blown up by Pittsburgh's bats, which could easily happen. He hasn't faced Pittsburgh at all this year, so that's easy. So to me, I would say Mets have a slight advantage with the pitching. Bats, I would say Pittsburgh has an advantage there. The odds have the Mets favored. The total's 9 with an 8.5. I don't like the total either way. I don't like a side either way because I think Pittsburgh's bats are better. I don't trust Ortiz. We don't know. And we know Pittsburgh's bullpen isn't really the best. I'm still working on the bullpen. I got changes coming. I'm working on them. It's the weekend, so there'll be changes probably for tomorrow's video. So they're coming, I promise. So you can see I'm going to pass on a side. I'm going to pass on a total. Am I going to take a Nerfy with these 2 pitchers? Pretty decent. I mean, he comes in, he does his job, but it seems like he always gets at least 1 run. And then the bats are pretty hot for Pittsburgh. If Pittsburgh wasn't as hot, I would take a Nerfy. But since they are, I'm going to pass on a Nerfy myself. So we're going to pass on all that. Let's pop over to Outliers, see if anything pops up. Outliers is a system I work with. They give me lots of stats. You've probably seen them. If you want a free trial, there's a link in the description. Go check them out. They're awesome. I love them. I will use them for every video going forward because I love breaking down games with them. So first thing is Ortiz. He's a reliever. He has a K prop though, which we don't know how many innings he's going to pitch, so it's kind of hard to do. So we'll skip his. Menez is an actual starter, so we could actually have options here. So earned runs. I don't need my filters updated. What are you doing? So there we go. Earned runs, strikeouts. Ooh, nah. As you can see, neither team's really striking out much. Not really one on board about that. Hits. No. To me, nothing is standing out in this game. So for me, nothing at all standing out. So for me, this entire game is just going to be a pass. I'm just going to move on to the next one. Next up, we got Philly and Atlanta. But first, let me show I am experimenting. I'll show you, I will make progress. I'm experimenting with Outliers function where it shows the starting pitcher and it shows the batting stats, and we can see what they've done, like how the Mets have done against Ortiz since 2018 and how Pittsburgh has done since Bonilla. You can see what they've done, or maybe you want to see what the Mets have done against righties. You can see the numbers there, and maybe what Pitt's done against lefties. I'm experimenting with this, working this into it. I want to make sure it looks good and everything looks right when I put it into it. So that's something I'm experimenting with. So, but back to the games. Philly, Atlanta. Mercado 1-0 against Lopez, 6-2. Nervy 34.9. Maybe with the pitchers, probably not, because Mercado has 6 total innings, so we don't know anything. Odds, we see Atlanta as a pretty hefty favorite. 8.5 is your total across the board. Bats, we see 3.7 for Philly for 21st, Atlanta 4.3 for 16th, 257 versus 227. Philly has the advantage in the batting average by about 30 points. Meanwhile, Atlanta has the advantage in the runs. Interesting. 10 versus 10.7 on strikeouts. They're both in the bottom 10 of strikeouts. Let's look at the pitchers, Mercado and Lopez, because I don't think we're going to get much out of Mercado with this one. So Michael Mercado, game log, has pitched 1 game at Chicago on July 2nd, 5 innings, 2 hits, and earned run. That's all he did in 4 Ks. Before that, June 24th. So that's all he has. So much stats. We pop over here to Lopez here, 183 with a 115. He an actual pitcher. Dude's a beast. 6-2, 2-0, 7-0, 4-2, 4-2. He's consistently great, is what you like to see. He doesn't have a game where he's been blown up at all this year. His worst game the entire season is Seattle on April 30th. Look how far back that is. So we know we're going to get at most 2 runs given up with him. So, I mean, does he have an earned run under 2? Because I took that prop last time I pitched against San Fran. So look at the bats again. We see the bats are middle to kind of getting chilly. So am I going to take, obviously we would say Lopez has the advantage on the pitchers, obviously, it's clear. On the bats, there's no real advantage. They're both canceling each other out. So all we have is a pitcher advantage, which sometimes is all you need. I would say I would take the Braves. Do I want to pay that much for the Braves though? Decisions. Let me think about that. Let's pop over to some odds, some whatchamacallits, props. Yeah. We got some Mercado and some Lopez. We'll start with Mercado, see if he has anything. He has something, but he's only pitched, we don't have stats for him. So if you're taking props when you don't really know much about the guy, that makes it hard. So we're going to cancel that one out. Just go away. Lopez, let's do earned runs under 2.5. You can see he's been under 135 against Philly, who's struggling. Yeah, we're going to add that one. Yeah, under 2.5 earned run for Lopez. You can see I'm building my list as we do it. And then afterwards, I go find the best odds on a multitude of books, because if you're using one book, if you're only using FanDuel, if you're only using DraftKings, you're only using Hard Rock, whoever it is, you're doing it wrong. You should be using multiple. If you only have one book in your state, you might want to look outside your states. That's all I'm going to say. Use Google. It is your friend. So you should be looking around. If you don't have at least like 7, 8 books with money in them that you can play on, you're doing it wrong. So anyways, yeah. So 2.5, you can see the numbers. MGM and Caesars has it here. Offshore has them also. They're always there. So I'm taking this under for sure. K's, I'm not really gonna take a K prop. He's up and down. Hits, no, no. Pitcher outs. I know a lot of you asked about pitcher outs. I'm working on how to get this implemented because it's always a very tight line because it's narrow. There's not much room for margin of error in there because you don't have massive up and downs. It's always going to be close to what you think it is, given by if they pitch a 6th inning or a 7th inning or what. So I'm working on adding that somehow, or if I even can. So I will have that soon. But for this one, we are going to do his under 2.5 earned runs for sure. Braves money line can go in a parlay. We'll take the Braves money line, sure. Like I said, profit's profit. We'll take it. So Braves money line. Not gonna take a run line though. Not gonna trust the Braves offense to do that. So we'll do that in a parlay. Lopez next game. All right, next up we got St. Louis and Washington. Yesterday, I mean, some commented in the comments, lay off on Lance Lynn. I mean, come on, did you see what he did? No hate against him. I mean, he gets paid millions of dollars. I don't, hey, but he's just burned my tickets enough times that he's on my do not bet list. And you see why, because he gave up, 10 earned runs yesterday? It was wild. So, but yeah, everyone has their do not bet list. He's one of them, and you see why he's one of them. So that's the little recap of yesterday. So yes, today we got Gibson against Hers. We got Nerfy at 63.7. Ooh, let's see if that's what we look at. Look at the bats. I mean, the odds first. St. Louis is slightly favored. 9s with a 9.5 out there. We're going to update the odds screen too because I never talk about the run line ever. So we're going to revamp this and try to get it to where try to get some first 5 lines, maybe some team total lines. I saw the poll. I saw lots of great information there. So I'm trying to implement this all for you guys so we can all have the best information. So working on it. It's tricky, but I'm doing it. So bats, we got St. Louis 5.3 runs for 9th in the last 3. Washington 7 runs for 4th. So we got 2 top 10 runs. 294 versus 312, 2 top 6 offenses, 6.3 and 503. We don't have strikeouts, so we're not worried about K props, and we have 2 hot offenses. Let's look at the pit. What's the total? 9. Maybe. Let's look at the pitchers. We got Hers going out there 467 to 137. You could see has not faced St. Louis, but kind of rocked against Mets 4-2. Great game with that 13K against Miami. Colorado 7 for 3, 6 for 4. Great game against the Mets. So I mean, he's up and down. To me, looking at this, it looks like he's going to give up at least 2 or 3 earned runs. That's just my thoughts. He's going against a hot offense. Gibson, you can see he 3-3. Great game against the Cubs. 4-4. He's probably in line to give up 3 runs himself. Going up against a hot offense, you want to take higher into the trend. So both these pitchers, we'll see. Neither pitcher's a strikeout one. I know Gibson struck out 8 last time. People are going to see that and be like, ooh, I'm going to take some Gibson strikeouts. Maybe not. So I think in this one, I'm going to be taking the over because both pitchers are prone to give up a good bit of runs. Both offenses are actually on fire. And fuego, lava, magma, if you will. So we will add the over to this list. So I deleted my list. Oops. Over of 9, because 9's on the board. Yep, there we go. Odds. Yeah, over of 9, you get good odds. 9.5, I'm not going to fight that. I'll take a push at 9 if it happens. But, give me the 4-4, I'm happy. 4-4 is the best score in baseball because almost every game is 7.5 or 8.5. And 4-4 hits them both because you got to score another run to get 9. So 9 works too. So over 9 for sure. I don't trust a side because both pitchers are iffy. Both bats are hot, so we're not taking a side. Let's look at some props, see if anything stands out. Gibson, no, not on hits. Strikeouts, like I said, he strikes dudes out. But again, Washington, 5.3 strikeouts per 7. They've been top 7 for the past 2 weeks. I'm not going to bet on a team that's not striking out much. So you can, but I'm not. Earned runs. Now, earned runs could be a thing. Over 2.5, what's the odds? 140? Maybe. Walks? I got to dive deeper into walks. I hit a walk one yesterday with Medina from Oakland. It was beautiful to watch because I watched the game live. And I just watched him just missing the zone terribly. 3-2 count. I sat back and relaxed and boom, winner, walk. felt great. One of the few wins yesterday. So let's look at hers here. Earned runs, 2.5 for him too. His is a lot lower. Ooh, that's tempting. That is tempting. Hits, walks for him. He doesn't walk many dudes. All right, so we have both bats. We have the odds. I think I'm going to lay out the props in this one. I think I'm just going to take the over of 9 just in case one of these dudes pulls a gomber and throws almost a perfect game. So we'll take the over of 9. We're getting pretty close to even odds on that and just move on to the next game. All right, next up we got Detroit and Cincinnati. We got Skubal against Ashcraft. Nerfy is 47.1. Maybe. We got Skubal pitching. We got to see how good Ashcraft is. We know how good Skubal is. Odds. Detroit, that makes sense. They're a decent favorite on the road. 8.5 across the board out there. Look at the bats. We see 4.3 versus 5 on the runs. They're both middle of the pack. 250 versus 218, slight advantage Detroit. And 10 versus 11.3. Cincinnati is striking out a ton, and they're facing Skubal. That's fun to see. So we can see what we can look at on some K props there. Let's pop over to the pitching first. Let's start with the boy, Tariq here. You can see 245 with a .93. He gave 3 runs in Minnesota last time, but hey, it's okay. 4 runs here, 4 runs here, then gem against Philly. I don't care. He's a beast. So, has not faced Cincy. So nothing really stands out here. Dude's a beast. Strikeouts, he's going 7-7-7, 2-2 against Houston. That was weird. 10-6. So we will look at his strikeout prop. Anything else? Probably not. Ashcraft, on the other hand, 5.45 to 1.47. He's only pitched. He pitched 1 game in July on the 2nd, and 2 games in June. 9 for 6, 6 for 4, 4 for 3. He's getting statistically, he's getting better, but still, he gives up runs. So we're expecting Detroit to get at least 3 runs off him, most likely. I expect Cincy, who is struggling, not struggling, but middle of the road offense, to maybe get 2 runs total off him. So that leads me to take Detroit already. So I'm going to take Detroit money line, just right there, because the odds are, yeah, they'll go in a parlay. I'm going to have a money line parlay today. Hey, it's going to have Atlanta in it. It's going to have Detroit in it. Let's see what else we can add to it. And let's pop over to the old outlier and see Skubal hits. He gives us some hits. That's the thing he does. But I don't want to take that for Cincy because Cincy is struggling with the hits sometimes. Hayes, 7.5. Are you crazy? I am. What? What? I mean, I know Cincy's striking out a ton, but come on. Oh, okay. No, we got to pass on that. I can't. Even the alt line at 6.5 is still 186. Ooh, okay. They know what they want. They want their money. So I'm not going to get stopped at 7 like he's done 4 out of the 10 times, and 6 has been 3 of the 10. It's 7 out of 10. He's been 6 or 7. No, pass. Can't do it. Not going to do it. So, all right. And we'll look at some Ashcraft. Maybe he's got some props that might be worth doing. Under earned runs. I think maybe over earned runs might be a better thing. That's what we're going to, that's the money today. There we go. Over 2.5 earned runs. 8 straight games he's given up at least 3 earned runs. Yeah, 2024. He's only been under 4 times. Yeah, everyone's focused on a Skubal. We're going to take some Ashcraft over 2.5 earned runs. Now, if he comes out and acts like a gomber, hey, take my unit by all means. It's okay. It's okay. I get it. So, but not with these numbers. I'm taking those. Ks, no. Hits, no. Walks, no. It's earned runs all day. He's on a. This is what we call a trend. He's trending. This is what he does. This is habit. So, all right, we're gonna take Detroit money line, Ashcraft over 2.5 earned runs, and move on to the next game. All right, next up we got the White Sox and the Marlins. We got Cannon up against Cabrera. Nerfy 57%. These pitchers, you see those ERAs? No shot. Sorry, can't do it. Odds, we see Miami is actually favored pretty decently in this one. They're fading Cannon in this one. Interesting. 8 and 7.5 is your totals. Bats, 3.3 for 26 for Chicago, 3.7 for 21st for Miami. Slight advantage Miami. 235 versus 222, slight advantage Chicago. 11 versus 10.7. Both teams are striking out. They're both in the bottom 6 in strikeouts. So we will look at the props and see if those stand out. Looking at the pitchers, Mr. Jonathan Cannon's 4.62, 1.31, has not faced Miami, but you can see he has some great games, and then oof. So he's all over the place. He's a roller coaster. I thought he'd be better. I'll just be honest. As soon as I saw these games come out, I thought, oh, dude's gonna be great. I bet on him. I saw him. That's what happens in sports. You think somebody's awesome, and all of a sudden they just fall off a cliff. So hey, what can you do? You laugh it off. That's what this is. This is fun. Cabrera, you could see, his numbers are better technically because he has less games of getting blown up on, but 4 earned in 2 innings, 4 earned in 4 innings, 5-3. Both pitchers get runs, but both bats are. I can't do it. This is that series where you're just like, ugh. Like, do we have to? Do we have to play this? No, we don't have to play it. No. But we'll look at props because some people will want to play it. That's what I do. I break every game down because maybe I don't want to touch it. Maybe you don't want to touch it. But there's a sicko over there that really loves Chicago and they really want to bet the White Sox today and they want to know what to bet. Like, hey, okay, here you go. So let's pop over some props. All we have are Ks for Cabrera. That's all we have. Strikeouts. And he's middle of the road. Cannon, he has 5 total games. Or no. He has 7. Earned runs, strikeouts, hits. Nothing stands out. So there's no props we're taking. The bats are about the same. The pitchers are both kind of equally ugh. So for me, as probably you should too, we're going to pass on this one and move to the next one. All right, next up, San Francisco and Cleveland. Birdsong versus Carrasco. Nerfy, 53.7. With these pitchers, those are high ERAs. Probably not, but we'll look. Odds, we see that the Guardians are a decent favorite at home. 8.5 with some 9s out there for your totals. The bats, 4 versus 5. That's 20th versus 11. So advantage Cleveland. 188 for San Fran at 27th, while Cleveland is 5th with 299 as a team. That's 111 points better. Big advantage for Cleveland. San Fran is striking out a lot. 12.7 in their last 3, 14 times yesterday. Meanwhile, Cleveland, they don't strike out much. They're always in the top 10. They're 6.3. So we are going to look at some Carrasco strikeout props, see if he does anything like that. You know what? Let's pop over to him right now. Carrasco, 5-2-1 with a 1.36. Hasn't faced San Fran. His strikeout 7-3, 7-2, 3-5. Ugh. He's not a strikeout dude. As you can see, he's tied for 111th. That's not good. So we are going to pass on those. Unless for some reason his number's like 2.5, which have you ever seen a 2.5 strikeout prop for a starter? I haven't. So looking at the stat 4-3, 6-2, 4-1, 6-5, 4-2, you see who he's done it against. He gives up some runs. He's probably good for at least 2 or 3. Looking at Birdsong, we don't have any stats. We have 2 games of Birdsong. And they're 2 decent games. They're not bad and they're not great. They're just decent. So it's hard to get some props on him. So we want to look at his props. We will look at Carrasco's props for 2024. We see his hits. Nope, nothing stands out. Strikeouts. I mean, he struck out 7 of the White Sox. That's something. He struck out 7 of the Blue Jays. Yeah, sure. I don't know. I just don't trust it. Earned runs, nothing stands out. Walks, nothing stands out. So we can't take a prop here. We see the bats. We see Cleveland has the advantage with the bats. We see Cleveland has the advantage with the... Does Cleveland have the advantage of pitching? Let's be honest here. He's not bad. He did get blown up by Toronto and Washington. And before that, he had a good May. He only pitched 3 games, but still had a pretty good May. Blown up against Houston. Birdsong's only had 2 games. It's his 2nd road game now. I would say Carrasco probably slightly better. So Cleveland being favored makes sense to me. So, and San Fran's bats being so cold with the average, I'm going to rock with that. I'm going to take Cleveland on the money line on this one at 130. Yeah, that's good. 8.5. I'm not going to touch that. We're just going to take the Cleveland money line. It'll go in the parlay it'll hang out with Atlanta and Detroit today. See if we can hit a nice little parlay and move on to the next one. All right, next up we got Houston and Minnesota. We got Arrighetti Spaghetti against Spencer Woods. No, that's Spencer Arrighetti. Simeon Woods Richardson. Too many. Dude's got too many names, so it's hard to keep up with. 4-7 for Arrighetti, 3-1 for Richardson or Woods Richardson. Nerfy is 48.7. With these 2 dudes, probably not. I mean, we gotta have 2 beast pitchers to really hit a Nerfy. or just two terrible offenses. And these offenses, as you can see, are not terrible. 7 runs a game in the last 3 for Houston for 4th. Minnesota, 11 runs a game for 1st, including 9 versus 3 yesterday. 291 versus Minnesota is batting .409 as a team in their last 3 games. That's all the dudes batting like that. They batted .400 yesterday. So, yeah, strikeouts 10 versus 9. Both offenses are on fire. Look at the odds. I skipped those. Minnesota is slightly favored at home. Makes sense. Both offenses are hot. 9.5. Is that low enough? Is that a first 5 line? What is that line? But these offenses, who knows? Let's look at the pitchers. Mr. Woods Richardson, game log 352 with a 153. 113. You can see has not. Oh, yeah, let's face Houston. There it is down here. 3.33, 4.1 innings, 6 strikeouts. Not a bad game. About an average game. His worst game on the screen is a 4.44. He got a Wendy's right there. A 4.42, 4.3. Yeah, let's see. Not bad numbers. Not bad. Arrighetti, game log 6.76 against Toronto. Great game against Colorado for 10 Ks. 3.7 against Detroit. San Fran 4-1. St. Louis 3-1. He gives up runs occasionally. Not bad. Yeah, but these bats are just so hot. Can you really bet against these? There's going to be someone out there who takes the under. It's like, oh, they just can't keep doing this. I'm taking the under, and that's it. Can't, no. So let me look at some props. Maybe something to stand up here. Okay. Let's start with the hits. Yeah, I'll start here. Over hits. No, he doesn't give him any hits. That's the thing Woodridge does not do. He does not give up hits. I took this game last time against Detroit, and he hit that. That was nice. I had under hits. However, you're going up against Houston, who, as you see, is pretty hot. 291 with 7 runs. Not today, partner. Not today. Ks down here. He has been over 3.5 Ks. Houston does. There are 21st in strikeouts in their last 3, and they struck out 12 times yesterday. That is intriguing. Let's be honest. That's intriguing. What's the odds on it? 140, 142, and all the books have them different lines, but that's interesting. You know what? We might add that one. Earned runs. That was hard. Walks. Ooh, we give them some walks too. I think I want to take this 3.5 strikeouts, just because Houston has been striking out. So Richardson over 3.5K. Arrighetti Spaghetti here. We can see sometimes he gets blown up, sometimes he doesn't. Strikeouts 4.5. And how is Minnesota doing? 7.3. They struck out 8 times yesterday. And he's more of a strikeout dude. Do I just want to take both strikeout props? I might do it. 4.5. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. Odds are still kind of, odds are there, but I'll take it. Why not? Hits, that's too close. Walks, no, we'll take the strikeouts. Both teams are hot bats, but yeah, we're gonna take 3 things in this game. We're gonna take the over of 9, which is right there. Over of 9. We're going to take then both their strikeout props. 3.5 for Wood Richardson, 4.5 for Arrighetti, and move on to the next game. All right, next up, we got the Angels and the Cubs. We got Soriano versus Wesneski. Nerfy is 58.3. With these pitchers, the ERAs aren't that bad. Maybe. Odds, we see the Cubs are a moderate favorite at home. 9.5 and 9s for your totals. Bats, Angels popped off yesterday. They're at 2.7 now for the last 3 for 28th. 7 runs to a game yesterday. Cubs, nothing. They got shut out yesterday, but they're still at 5 runs over the last 3 for 11th. 184 for the Angels, 253 for the Cubs their last 3, even though yesterday the Cubs 129, Angels 324 yesterday. And strikeouts, Cubs are striking out a good bit. They struck out 12 times yesterday for a raise their average to a 9.3. Angels dropped only 3 yesterday. Impressive. And 7 strikeouts total over the last 3 for 7. So right now, Cubs still have the advantage, but Angels have the 1-game advantage. So we don't know if that's a trend that's going to stay or it's going to break. We'll see. Looking at the pitching, we got Wesneski, 4.14, 1-2 whip. has not faced LA. He is a reliever by trade, but you can see they got him pitching more and more. I think they might be trying to work him into the rotation. They keep doing this because he got 5 innings last time, 4 innings this time, 2 before those 0.2, 1, 1. So I mean, yeah, who knows? But he 5. He tried. Yeah, he went 5 and gave up a 5-5. 2 for 3, 2 for 1. He gives up runs. That's his thing. So no nerfing. No, if you do that in your short amount of time, pass on you. Soriano, 3 for 4 against Oakland, 5 for 2, and 6 for 1. Not bad. 7 for 4 against Seattle. We got 2 pitchers that could give a couple runs. The odds are 9.5 and 9. Pass on that. The bats are weird because the Cubs were on fire, then the Angels broke out. Let's look at some props. Maybe something stands out in the prop land because otherwise I don't like anything so far. For Soriano, hits, nothing. Strikeouts, nothing. I want to see like 7 or 8 green bars, really, or 7 or 8 red bars is what I want to see. That's what makes it stand out to me. Nothing there. Nothing there. Let's look at nothing for Wisniewski. Nothing. Nothing. Walks. You gave it 3 last time, though. That's concerning. So, okay. So far, to me, nothing's really standing out in this game. No props are. I'm not taking a nerfy. I'm not taking a total. I don't even want to take a side because I don't trust the pitcher. And the Cubs offense is that one game yesterday. I want to see what they do in a bounce back. So I'm going to pass completely on this game and move to the next one. All right, next up we got Tampa Bay and Texas. We got Lytle versus Evaldi. Nerfy 49%. These pitchers, maybe there's a good chance. Both ERAs are pretty good. Let's look at the odds. We have Texas as a moderate to slight moderate favorite at home, 7.5 across the board for your total. Bats, Tampa 4.3 for 16th while batting 250. Texas 2.7 for 28th while batting 225 for 14th. Not good stats for the bats. Let's be honest. That's looking good for a nerfy. And strikeouts, nope, they don't strike out. They're middle of the road. So pitching, let's see what happens here. Zach, your boy. 4 hits in 5 innings, 2-2, roughed up, but that's not bad. His last game against KC was good. We'll see how Evaldi does. He had a gem against San Diego last time, but got roughed up against Milwaukee. Both pitchers had pretty good games their last time. Both bats are kind of chilly. I might have to take me, you know what, something like a good 6-out sweat sounds pretty good to me, especially with a 28th runs while they're both batting 250 and pitchers are decent. That's a nice little recipe for a nerfy for me. I think I'm going to take it. I think I'm going to do it. What are the odds overall? Texas is favored, 7.5. The bats are, the pitchers are, I'll leave those alone. We will take a nerfy. Let's pop over to some outliers. See what we got going on. Strikeouts are, that's 7 green, but he's right at the line too. How is Tampa doing on strikeouts? 8.3 for 15th. They're right on the line. That's close. Maybe. Hits, no. Earned runs, I mean, he's starting to trend in a certain way you don't want to go. That's not good. Walks, wins. Let's look at Zach here. Hits, nothing stands out. Nothing stands out. Nothing stands out. He doesn't walk many people. That's interesting. What's his under walks? Under 1.5 would be, because he has 1-1-1-1-1-1-0. 200. Whew, that's a lot for a walk prop. Yeah, we're not going to do any of those. If anything, we have K's for Evaldi. We see what he's done. Come back over here. Has he played Tampa recently at all this season? He has 7 innings, 8 strikeouts, 4 hits. Interesting. Okay. He's done it once. He can do it again. It's been long enough. There shouldn't be much of an advantage for hitters. So, yep. I want more plays. So we're gonna take the nerfy and we're gonna take Evaldi over 5.5 Ks. That's all we're going to take in this one and move on to the next one. All right, we got a fun one. We got KC in Colorado. We got Singer versus some guy named Gordon. No stats, so this should be fun. Singer, we know is 4-5. Nerfy is 50%. Not with a new pitcher. Pass on that. Odds, we have KC as a pretty moderate, decent favorite on the road. Totals are 10, 10.5. Bats, 3.7 for KC, 3.7 Colorado. They are twins. Nothing there. Both are batting 264 for 11th. They're also twins, and the strikeouts are 5 versus 8. So they're basically the same team, just wearing different shades. One's blue, one's purple. Let's look at the pitching. We have not Evaldi. We're done with Evaldi. We are on a different team now. We are. Let me drag this down real quick. Updates on the move. There we go. We got some Singer. Has not faced Colorado, but outside of New York, he's been pretty good. Pretty good. Can't complain about these numbers here. And if you wanted to have a chuckle at some Gordon here, you can see he ain't even got a picture. He ain't got no image. We can see 6'5", 215. He's from Champaign, Illinois. He's in the minors. He's a starter. He's 26. He's a righty, but he has nothing. So welcome to the big leagues. It's your first game. And if you're new around here, we fade those people. So auto play here is KC Moneyline. Going in the parlay. Don't care. Because unless your name is Paul Skeens, you ain't Paul Skeens. So sorry, bro. So we are going to be taking the KC Moneyline, which is, there's 150s out there, 155. Yeah, we're going to throw that in there. Welcome to the parlay. You get to hang out with Cleveland, Detroit, and Atlanta. Good job. And we'll look at props for Singer because that's all we have so far. Earn runs, no. Ks, nope. Yep. Nope. This one's just going to be simple. It's going to be a simple, we're taking KC on the money line. We do not trust Mr. Gordon here to do anything. We're going to fade him, hope he blows up. I'm taking KC money line and moving to the next one. All right, next up is Baltimore and Oakland. We got Rodriguez 10-3 up against Spence 5-4. Nerfy. It's not hit in 2 games in the series, but yet still in the green at 71%. Oh, wow. You can see the odds. We'll talk about Nerfy if we get there. I'm a little shell-shocked after yesterday's shell-shocking that the A's put on the Orioles. Orioles still scored like 8 themselves. So Baltimore is a 200 favorite. I mean, okay, sure. Total 8.5, sure. Bats. Yeah, the trends are just slopes now. 4.7 the last 3 for 15th with 8 yesterday. Oakland's numbers are so skewed because of yesterday. 19 runs yesterday, but they're at 8.7 for the last 3 for second. This is the only. There's always outliers in data, and this is an outlier. This is what affects the data. So their one game yesterday makes the rest of the week everything look good. It's the only downfall of this. So Baltimore batting 309 for 4th. Oakland's batting 278. Oakland batted 439 yesterday, and Baltimore batted 400. So it didn't matter who was pitching; they were going to hit the ball. 8 versus 7.3 strikeouts. I mean, those are the bats. Let's go to pitchers. So I can't take a Nervy when the bats are that hot. I just can't. So he pitched a gem against Seattle. I give him that. He got rocked against Houston. Bunch of 2s out here, 1. So he's not a bad pitcher. Hey, Spence. 4.5, 125, hasn't faced Baltimore, but he gives up runs. Except his last game, Angels are good. He was good against Angels. Other than that, he gives up runs. So what's the total in this one? It's 8. I'm just going to take the over of 8. Over of 8. I took the under of 9. I said, I don't see any way they score 9 runs. And all of a sudden, it was like 10-0 in the second. Okay. One of those games just makes you laugh because you watch your unit burn so quickly. And it just keeps burning because it was such a massive, weird game. So we're taking the over of 8. There will be people out there saying, well, they scored so many runs, they probably emptied the clip already, so maybe they're out. We'll see. I'm taking the over. Don't care. We have pitchers that give up runs a little bit. And I don't care how many runs you score. If your average is that hot as a team, that means you tell me the whole team's just going to be cold the next day. I got to believe. I'm going to pay to see it. So I'm going to take over of 8. We're not touching Baltimore 200. Are you crazy? Not doing that. Not touching that. We're not touching the Nerfy. And we're going to move to the next one. All right. Next, we got Milwaukee and the Doyas. We got Kuchel, who was sold for $1, apparently, I learned this week in the trade against Robleski, who has no stats because he is new. So ESPN doesn't even have it still has undecided on ESPN. That's how much it is. And Outlier also still says undecided. So Fantasy Pros is where I get the pitcher names from. They say Robleski's pitching. So hey, we'll take what they say. Nerfy 38, not with a new pitcher. Odds. We see the Dodgers are still pretty heavily favored with a unknown / brand new pitcher. We fade that around here. Milwaukee, money line looking nice. Bats. Not so much anymore. Runs 3.7 for 21st, 177 for 30th as a team. Milwaukee just did not want to play this weekend, you can tell. 156 yesterday. Dodgers 245 as a team. Batting average last three for 19th, 5.3 runs. The advantage goes to Dodgers in the bats. Milwaukee's bats took the weekend off. 7.7 versus 9.3 strikeouts. Nothing stands out there. Only thing we can even look at is Mr. Dallas here. That's all we got. So we can look at his game logs. He has pitched 2 games, 8 and 5 runs given up against Texas, 4 for 2 against Colorado. We don't know much about what he can do. We don't even know who the Dodgers are going to throw out there. The total's 9.5 for a reason, though, but it hasn't moved, which is concerning. Normally, you get some movement in these numbers. There's nothing out there. So for me, I'm going to lay off this game. You probably should too, but hey, if you're a sicko, have fun. I'm laying off. I'm going to pass and move to the next game. Next up, Arizona, San Diego. We got Nelson versus Cease. You can see the records and the stats. Nerfy 51%. Maybe not with these pitchers. We'll see though. Odds, San Diego heavy favorite at home. The moderate favorite, 8.5's out there for your totals. Bats, 8 runs a game for Arizona, their last 3 for third. San Diego 6 runs a game, their last 3 for seventh, including 7-5 yesterday. Hit the over again back-to-back days. 287 versus 333, so they're both top 8 in batting average, but the batting average goes to San Diego, the runs go to Arizona. 9.3 strikeout versus 6.7. San Diego struck out 14 times yesterday, which is not like them. They don't do that often, so that was a weird game. So because they've never been 29th in strikeouts ever. They're barely ever hitting 10th in strikeouts. They were 29th, so that's something to look out for. 9.3 for Arizona. So both bats are hot. Let's put it that way. They're both hot. Pitching, we'll see if anything stands out. He has faced San Diego right there. He gave up 6 for 5 in 3 innings, 6 for 1, 10 for 6 against Minnesota. So he's faced San Diego once and got rocked, and that was exactly a month ago now. So he got rocked. 6 for 1 against LA was impressive. Other than that, nothing else stands out. So Cease, on the other hand, you can see he got rocked against Texas his last game. Milwaukee got him a little bit. Mets got him. Angels got him a little bit. Oakland, no. Washington, no. Has not faced Arizona recently. He's not faced Arizona at all this season. So we got 2 pitchers that are prone that have history of getting rocked. That's fun. We have 2 bats that are hot at a total of 8s out there. Again, over 8. Add that to my list right now because I'm getting 8 at 115. I don't know why they're doing that, but hey, whatever. I'll pay to see the show. Hey, it might be a good movie, it may not be, but I'm paying to watch it, so I'm going to go watch it. So over of 8 on the ticket, no problem. Let's pop over to some props. Wow, that's a lot of green. See, he's over 1.5 earned runs. Are we just expecting them to pitch gems against these 2 offenses? Are they thinking because, the over hit twice in a row, they're going to also go cold? Hey, if you go cold, guess what? I'm going to pay to see it. So over 1.5 earned runs for Cease. Sorry, got to do it. Stats are there, stats are there. Let me refresh, make sure that's right, just to be safe. Just make sure that's right. Yeah, that's right. So strikeouts, nope. Hits, even the hits is good. Ooh. Okay, earned runs is heavy. Hits might be, has better odds. Okay, let's do the hits instead. What is that, 4.5? Let's see, 5 hits instead of 2 runs? Yeah, we'll do it. We'll take the hits because I like the juice better, and it's 8 out of 10. Earned runs was also 8 out of 10, but do we just take both? Do we just roll the dice and really have fun with this one? I think I'm going to. Ooh, I'm going. This is like a Cease ladder. This is scary. After yesterday's crochet incident, I'm a little worried, but we're doing it. Walks, no. So we're taking earned runs over and hits over. Okay. Let's go to Mr. Nelson here. Ks, no. Hits, no. Earned runs, that's 6. That's no. Walks, no. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're banking on the fact that the bats are going to keep being hot. We're going to hope Arizona can do what they do. So this is what we're going to take. We're going to take over 8 in this one. We're going to take over 4.5 hits for Cease and over 1.5 earned runs for Cease. All right, those 3 bets. Next game. All right, next up, we got Barrios and Kirby with Toronto and Seattle. Nerfy, 66.2. With these pitchers, is a good shot. We might take the Nerfy in this one. And it's Toronto, let's be honest. Odds, we have Seattle's a pretty moderate to heavy favorite. 7.5 straight totals out there. Bats, 3 runs a game versus 4.3 runs a game. Toronto's 27th, Seattle 16th. Toronto's batting 240, Seattle 221 their last 3, both in the bottom 10, and Seattle strikes out a ton. So based on just the bats and the Nerfy percent, we are leaning Nerfy. Let's see if the pitchers can help with that. Oh, Cheerio Barrio here. Got roughed up against Houston, 5-5-5, 5-4-3-2. He gives up runs. He gives up too many runs, I think. He is going to get Seattle. That's intriguing. Kirby, on the other hand, 7-2. Kirby's a much better pitcher. Kirby is a much better pitcher than Barrios. So Seattle has a pitching advantage. Toronto doesn't have the batting advantage. Seattle has a batting advantage with the runs. They're about the same on average. The odds, Seattle's big favorite. Okay, that makes more sense. 7-7, not touching that. Nerfy, brother, what's that? I mean, it's hard to bet on somebody that's doing this. I mean, dude is gonna give up runs. That's just what he does. He just all season. I got to pass on Nerfy. I can't do it. So let's pop over to Outlier, see if anything stands out. 7 straight games he has gone under 2.5 earned runs. This is Kirby facing a team that's cold. Yep. Kirby under 2.5 earned runs. Got to do it. What's the odds? Mid 150s. Okay, I'm cool with that. Strikeouts, not worth doing. Hits, no, too close. Walks, half. His line is half. That's how often he walks people. Wow. So that's all we're gonna do for him. Let's look at Barrios. Ooh, what is this? Over 4.5 hits. Barrios gives up a lot of hits, and you're facing Seattle, who is batting 221 now. Ooh, that's a gamble. That is a gamble. Yeah. We'll see the rest. That's the thing. We might take that. Hits, Ks, no. Earn runs, no. His earned runs used to be good. Now they're walks. You know. Under Ks maybe? Who is this? Barrios facing Seattle? No, wait. Under Seattle and strikeouts? No shot. Ever doing that. No, we're going to leave Barrios alone total. So going back to here, we're not going to take a total. We're not going to take the Nerfy. We're not even going to take Seattle on the money line. We're just going to take Kirby under 2.5 earned runs in this one. That's it. I don't trust the bullpen and I don't trust it. So we'll just take Kirby under 2.5 earned runs, move to the last game. And of course, you knew the last game was going to be the Sunday night baseball game of the week. It's Boston and New York. Crawford against Gill. Nerfy's 46. After yesterday, they might score 10 runs in the first. Who knows? Odds, Yankees are a heavy favorite. 8.5 your total. Look at the bats. 5 runs for Boston against 7 runs for Yankees. Their last 3, advantage Yankees. The Yankees have woken up. They were kind of cold, but you could see where they were 2 weeks ago. But the bats are starting to get warmer. So 203 versus 255, advantage the Yankees, advantage Yankees in the runs, advantage Yankees in strikeouts, because the Boston is turned into Seattle Red Sox, because they've got 13 strikeouts a game. Their last 3 for 13th. So we are going to be looking at some Gill strikeouts. Let's look at Gill first, see what he's up to. You can see he has faced Boston. He had 5 innings, 4-1 with 6 Ks, and that was 3 weeks ago now. Great game against Minnesota, 5-2 against the Dodgers, 4 Boston, roughed up against Baltimore, roughed up against the Mets, a little roughed up against Cincy. So he's had a rough 3 games in a row. Now he gets prime time against the Boston Red Sox. See how Crawford's doing. He also faced the Yankees, I believe it was the same day. 6 innings, 3 for 3 with 9 Ks against them. So he struck out a bunch. He gives up some runs. Great game against Miami. So to me, he's pitching better now. Gill pitched better before. They're about the same. Nothing really stands out. Let's look at Outlier and see if anything stands out, because I like props now. So Gill for hits, nope. Strikeouts, he has gone under now in 6 straight games. That's a thing to look at, because he is starting to struggle recently. But you're going against Boston, who, as you see, isn't good right now. So over 6.5 strike. It's 6.5. That is crazy. No, can't. I can't. No. I know Boston's struggling to hit with strikeouts, but that's just too much. I just can't do that. Earned runs, no. Walks, no. We're gonna pass on him. Pop over to old Cutter here. So he hits. Cutter gives up hits. That's his thing. 7 out of 10 hits. You're going up against the Yankees, who bats are warm, getting hotter and hotter. We might take some hits. Strikeouts is about consistent as you can get. Earned runs, no. Walks, Okay. What was his hits? Yeah, no. I think, do I want to take a Cutter hit prop? That's a question. Because the New York bats are 255, they're getting 7 runs, they're doing better. It's only 4.5 hits, though. How many innings does he normally pitch? Is a question. 6, 6, 6, 6. He's 6. Can he give up a total? He gave up 5, 6, 3 against New York last time, but he struck out 9. He was on fire. 5, 3. He's only given. Yeah, it's Sunday Night Baseball. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take Crawford over 4.5 hits allowed. We'll do that one because the number is 7 out of 10 and it's 4.5. He hit 4 against Baltimore. It was only 3. It was New York. He got 3, but it's now, and that was at Boston. Now he's in New York. We'll see if that matters. Oh, yeah. Yep, he's on the road now. And it's Sunday Night Baseball. That might matter. So, and then for the odds, 8.5 is the total. I like to take overs in this game, but I might not with these teams. New York on the money line. I don't want to bet New York. Oh, No. We're going to take Crawford over 4.5 hits in this one. That's it. We call it a day. Enough bets. I think we have enough. That's it. That is all 15 games broken down. Lots of discussion. There were some passes in there. We got some enough. There's a lot of random things in there today. So hopefully today doesn't go as bad as yesterday went, because yesterday was awful but hilarious. Today, Sunday, I get to watch most of these games. Hopefully don't cry myself to sleep tonight because I missed a bunch, or we celebrate, we hit a bunch. So either way, drop a like, subscribe if you haven't, share with people that like some data. Because remember, I don't give out picks. I give out information. I give out data. I didn't tell you what I play. If you're watching this just to take what I take, don't do that. Don't do that. Because you need to be doing your own research and comparing my information versus someone else's research. Because I'm going to miss things because I don't cover every single angle. Make sure you take all the information and come to a conclusion on what the best play is. If you need to fade me, fade me. I don't care. All I want you to do is win. I want to win. I want you to win. All I want is the Vegas, all the books to lose, because they're the ones we're against. So here is the card. Here's what I'm taking. Little recap time. So for the Mets in Pittsburgh, I'm going to pass. Philly and Atlanta, I'm going under 2.5 earned runs for Lopez, but I'm also going to take Atlanta's money line. St. Louis and Washington, we're going to go over of 9. Detroit and Cincinnati, we're taking Detroit's money line. And we're also going to take Ashcraft over 2.5 earned runs. White Sox and Miami, we're going to pass. You should probably pass too. That game's terrible. San Fran, Cleveland, we're going to take Cleveland money line. Houston, Minnesota, we're taking 3 things. We're taking the over of 9, but we're also going to take both pitcher strikeout props. Woods Richardson over 3.5. Spaghetti Arrighetti 4.5. Angels, Cubs, pass. Weird game. Tampa Bay, Texas, we're going to take the Nerfy on that one. 6 quick outs, right? Evaldi over 5.5 strikeouts as well. KC, Colorado, I'm going to take KC money line. We're fading the new pitcher for Colorado. Baltimore, Oakland, we're taking the over of 8. Milwaukee and the Dodgers, straight up pass. We don't know any information on who's pitching for the Dodgers. And Milwaukee's not that good right now. So Arizona, San Diego, over of 8. And then we're taking 2 C's props. We're taking his over 4.5 hits allowed and over 1.5 earned runs. Weird. 2 props on 1 pitcher. Toronto and Seattle, we're going Kirby under 2.5 earned runs. Boston, New York, and the Sunday Night Baseball, all we're taking is Crawford over 4.5 hits allowed. That's all the games. Now, for a nice little moneyline parlay, we're going to put Atlanta in it. We are going to put Detroit in it. We're going to put Cleveland in it. KC in it. I think that's it. Yeah, 4 favorites. All money line parlays are only favorites. We don't put anything. We don't put underdogs. We don't put. This is a money line parlay. That's it. So Atlanta, Detroit, Cleveland, KC. Put those together. I don't know what the odds are yet. I will know soon, and see what I get. So that's all the plays. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow.